Thanks, Chris. To Scott Phillips from Motley Falls. Scott, good evening. Tell us who were the big winners and losers today.
Tomo, g'day. It was very much an earnings story on the winning side of the ledger. The big one, of course, was WiseTech, the software logistics business. It gained on an 80% jump in profit. That'll do it. So that was a top mover today. And the bottom movers, unfortunately, EML Payments unveiled another case of fraud from customers using its services. Unfortunately, this is becoming something of a trend. Investors not liking that at all, and shares falling more than 10%.
Scott, Rex Airlines reported a $46 million after-tax loss for the financial year.
It did, and not a big surprise given the results we've seen from Qantas, for example. Such a tough year for airlines. We know how much time they spent on the ground. Combine that with the really high oil price through that period. They were on a hiding to nothing. $46 million loss. Probably not a terrible result, all things considered. The airline's pretty positive about the future, announcing a couple of new routes and also saying they expect to return to profit in fiscal 2023.
This is an interesting one. Australian energy company Santos has called on the government to create a major carbon capture and store industry.
Yeah, now look, you'd probably expect that because these guys are oil and gas drillers and they want to be able to keep doing that and find a way to deal with the pollution that comes from it. But the question, of course, is the technology. At the moment, Australia has a decent lead in investigating the technology. It may still not play out, by the way, and this is the real challenge for governments and regulators, is backing technologies that haven't yet been proven to work. Santos has signed a deal with Timor-Leste, and they may well do other deals around the rest of the world, calling on the Australian government to come to the party on regulation so they can invest here with a bit more certainty.
OK, before we go, what are you expecting tonight from the US markets?
Wish I could give you better. The good news is the losses have paired on early futures trading very, very early, at about 0.5%. As we speak, they're about 0.25%. Hopefully that trend continues, but it might be a day in the red on the US markets.
Scott Phillips, thank you.
Thanks, Tomo.